The Pulse. The Pulse. Townships interviews. Don't forget breaking news. The Pulse.
I'm William Crooks, and this is the Pulse of the Eastern Townships broadcast. Today on the program, a troubling development following the December cyber attack at the Eastern Townships School Board. Officials now confirm that personal information taken during the breach has been posted on the dark web. We'll look at what's known so far, who may be affected, and what the board is doing in response. And later, a much lighter note. Montreal artist Basia Bulat is bringing her latest album, Basia's Palace, to stages across Quebec, including right here in the Eastern Townships. We'll hear about her tour, her ethereal sound, and her recent performance at Beat and Betterave. Stay with us. This is CGMQ 88.9 FM, and I'm William Crooks. This report was supported by the Local Journalism Initiative. The Eastern Townships School Board has confirmed that personal information was taken during its December cyber attack and later published on the dark web, a significant development in a case that first came to light just before the Christmas break. In an update issued February 17th, the ETSB announced that it was informed on February 13th that files exfiltrated during the December 18th attack had been posted online. The board says the files were taken from certain ETSB servers. They contain personal information concerning staff members and possibly parents and students. However, the exact nature of the information remains unclear as investigators continue their analysis. The original cyber attack was detected shortly before 9 a.m. on December 18th. At that time, the board immediately shut down its entire computer network as a precaution. ETSB Chair Michael Murray described that decision in an interview the day of the incident. When they detected an intrusion, the reaction was to immediately shut down the system, Murray said. That was a protective or defensive measure. The shutdown was swift and system-wide. Schools remained open, but administrative systems were taken offline. Murray explained that staff across the board became aware of the issue at roughly the same time because ICT technicians deliberately cut access to contain the threat. There was a hack. Somebody was in the system, an unauthorized person or persons, he said in December, so the reaction was to immediately shut down the system. At that time, the board said its most sensitive databases, including student identity systems, payroll, and GRICS applications, had not been breached. As late as this afternoon, we were able to determine that the software that relates to student identities and any information about them or their families was not hacked, Murray said on December 18th. The cyber attack was later traced to what officials described as a Russian source. We have been told that it's been tracked down to a Russian source, Murray said. He also noted that school boards are frequent targets because they store large amounts of personal information. There is an entire black market where this information is bought and sold, he said at the time. What they would like to do would be to pick up all of the personal information, student files, HR files, and sell it. In December, officials believed the quick shutdown limited the damage. However, the new February 17th update confirms that some files were in fact exfiltrated, meaning copied and removed, and have now been published online. In a brief interview on February 17th, Murray said the board is still working to determine precisely what information was accessed. As we said, the search for more precision, more complete information is ongoing, he said. We are doing our best to inform everyone of what's happening. A letter explaining the situation was sent simultaneously with the press release to all parents in both English and French. The board is urging members of its community to be vigilant. Specifically, the ETSB recommends caution when sharing personal information, particularly in response to suspicious phone calls, emails, or messages. Individuals are advised not to provide any personal information without first verifying the identity of the person making the request. Since December, the board says it has implemented additional security measures to reduce risks and prevent further intrusion. It continues to work in collaboration with authorities and specialized cybersecurity organizations, including relevant government partners. We're of course working very closely with government cyber defense authorities, Murray said. The board has also begun analyzing the files that were posted online in order to determine next steps and meet its legal obligations. Back in December, Murray explained that the board's mixed technology environment helped limit the scope of the breach. Student Chromebooks were not affected, he said. The Chromebooks have no files on them, no hard drive, they are virtually unhackable. Apple computers used by teachers, commissioners, and senior administrators were also not penetrated, he said at the time. The vulnerability appeared to be concentrated in PC-based administrative systems, which were ordered to remain offline until each machine could be individually checked and cleared. Despite the disruption, schools remained open and instructional activities continued, albeit with some inconvenience. Murray acknowledged that cyber attacks are a growing challenge for public institutions and cannot be entirely prevented. It's not 100% preventable, he said. It's an issue of how quickly it spreads versus how quickly we're able to detect its presence and shut down the system. It's kind of like pulling the plug. For now, the board says its focus remains on determining exactly what information was exposed, informing affected individuals, and strengthening cybersecurity safeguards moving forward. Anyone with questions related to the incident can contact the ETSB through its dedicated telephone line at 1-833-381-1196 or by email at etsbsecurity@etsb.qc.ca. The board says it will continue to provide updates as more information becomes available. For CJMQ 88.9 FM, supported by the Local Journalism Initiative, I am William Crooks.
Welcome to Township's Daily News Bits
with Holly Bailey
and Jim Ferrier, bringing you the news and events that matter to townshippers.
Thanks to the Local Journalism Initiative funded by the Government of Canada. That was Basia Bulat, an original, unique, and charming artist who graced the stages of Baie des Betraves over in Frelighsburg on February 13th. She's currently on tour within Quebec and soon off to Poland with her new album, Basia's Palace. We have a feature interview for you here with this amazing artist who just pulls out all kinds of enchanting and unique instruments, such as the one you just heard, the hammered harp. Much more to discover and savor with Basia Bulat here for you now.
Hi, Basia. How nice to meet you, virtually, albeit.
Yes, thank you for having me, and great to meet you, and great to be on your show.
I'm so excited. So you're here on 99.1. It's our community radio station, and you're gracing the townships. You're on tour, which is so awesome, and I'm joining you right now at Baie des Betraves.
Yes, this is a beautiful spot. The drive-in today was gorgeous, and I'm just looking at every house going like, oh, I wonder what it looks like inside and who lives here and if they'll let me sit by their fire. It smells so good, all the wood burning fires.
Well, I'm sure as soon as they meet you, they'd be opening the door. So happy to have you out here.
Thank you. It's so idyllic. I love it.
Well, you're touring a new album called Basia's Palace all over Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
What's the significance behind the title?
It's a bit of a cheeky title because I don't have a palace, obviously. I wrote it and recorded it mostly in my very groovy 1970s basement that I inherited with my apartment when I moved in, and a little bit in my jam space in my studio. But a lot of it in the basement because my daughters were babies when I was writing and recording, and I just needed to do it all in headphones while in the middle of the night when they're sleeping at all these kind of ungodly hours that I needed to just get things done and also like escape a little bit.
Absolutely.
And because they're little and they love magic and this idea of myths and, you know, just all things kind of, I guess you could say, not royal in the real world, but more like, you know, pony princess sort of things. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to make my own version of this,
Your
like
own
soundtrack.
chateau.
Yeah,
Awesome.
my own version of the soundtrack to this kind of like fun. You know, we're always making little crowns, flower crowns, paper crowns, and things like that. So it's kind of like a soundtrack to all of that, and it's also like it's just a fun. Kind of a fun expression because it is so cheeky.
And I was reading, I didn't want to read too much into other interviews you'd had because I wanted a fresh take with you. But I was reading like motherhood, video games, and Polish music fed into this.
Yeah, big time. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. So, you know, the thing is once I became a mother, I just kind of started getting not only inspired by like watching my kids, but it just brings back a lot of memories from your own childhood. I'm of Polish descendant. I'm the first one born in Canada. So naturally, I was kind of going to the music of my parents that really influenced, like, you know, the soundtrack of my childhood and my youth, as well as the music of the video games that I was kind of revisiting also in the wee hours of the morning. I didn't really want to get into like TV shows and Netflix and stuff like that. So I just kind of, for some reason, went back into the, you know, the classics, Legend of Zelda, Dragon Warrior. Yeah. Well, and a lot of them were really like these kind of like also games of magic. I realized I was a lot like my kids where I was really obsessed with, you know, Zelda or Dragon Warrior and all these different palace kind of almost like fun, reimaginings of like Arthurian legends and stuff.
Fantastical.
Fantastical, you know, Final Fantasy. Yeah. So just things like that I was like, okay, I see where how can I play with these sounds and make them feel like me?
Well, your music in this album, I find it, and the videos, like it's playful and charming and colorful. Is that your essence, or is it this piece of work?
That's a really good question. Hard to know if you can define. You're always trying to capture something that feels authentic, let's say, when you're doing a music video, because but you're also trying to represent the music. So you're trying to do something that does both. And we contain multitudes. Certainly on this album, there's like a lot of light, and there is like, you know, there's the family stories that you love to tell, and then there's the family stories that are almost like the photograph that fell out behind, you know, tucked in behind all the others. You're like, well, what's this story about? And then everyone's like, you know, we don't talk about Bruno, kind of thing. So there's plenty of that on the record too. And I think I've always trying to strike that balance between light and shadow in all my songs, like throughout all my career.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you grew up in a home where there was lots of music. Like your mom was a music teacher, I read?
Yeah, when I was a kid, she was teaching music. She went for something like a little bit more 9 to 5 when we started kind of getting older. But I wanted to just be, that's my earliest memories, wanting to be just like her and playing the piano. And it's very surreal to see my children doing the same thing. They don't even let me sing at home. No, Mama. You don't say me. It's my turn.
Oh,
it's my turn. No sing.
Okay.
It's my show. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like reliving your own childhood through your kids, or those fresh eyes where there's magic that's still, you know, happening.
Yeah. Well, I realized, and I think a lot of people do, whether or not you have children or not, but whenever you spend time in the presence of younger people, is that child never leaves. We have that child in us forever. We're still there. And that's really like, if we're going to talk about like the essence, that is the essence of who we are. That's like the first expression, that curiosity, those eyes that are seeing everything for the first time. We can all do that, no matter like what stage or what kind of like life we lead.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I was really kind of in that mode a lot.
Okay. So there's a song that jumped out to me that I really love, and it pulls into your Polish heritage, which is the disco polo. Can you tell us a bit about that? And in the video, seeing women of a certain age that you don't see like highlighted on stage as much as we should.
Yes, Thank you. I'm very, very proud of this video. I really love this video. So my mother taught piano, was a classical musician, and loves folk music and poetry, and that's the side of her that I inherited for my musical heritage. And my dad's side, he was really he liked to think he was highbrow, but his favorite music was called disco polo, which really does sound everything like you imagine it sounds like, and then some.
Okay.
And I truly loathed this music when I was a young child. I hated it, and I was quite embarrassed by it. And after he passed, I started looking for him in all those songs, and I really started to be charmed by it and see the value of it. It's the music that everybody will say they hate it, but they're playing it at the wedding and they're dancing. And that's the music that your grandmother and your auntie and your uncle are coming onto the dance floor, and they're like tearing it up and they're showing the young ones how it's done. And like, you know, the shots of vodka just keep coming. And it's how it's a lot of memories are made to this music, even if some of it is so deeply cheesy. And I just came to truly appreciate it for what it actually was in my life and is in my life. And I just wanted to make a music video that kind of reflected something that spoke to that. And we found we got so lucky. The director, Nora Rosenthal, she's also a dancer, and she was able to reach these three legendary dancers, like in the Quebec, like ballet and modern dance scene, a few of whom are still performing and making work and choreography. And and so it was like such an honor, because this is the kind of path I want to have as an artist, is to just be able to keep doing it. And we had some very beautiful talks, because I have been very touched about how many people feel moved by the statement, because yes, we are, it's less common to see, women looking beautiful, dancing, into their 80s, and like, so, and just to know, like, actually, this isn't like a rarity. This is like, you can continue doing art. I want to just do it for my daughters as well, to show like, this is how you make your life into art. This is how you never stop living art in your life. And, so this is kind of what I was trying to do with this. And also because disco polo is such a macho kind of genre, I wanted to have, the like choreographies, like almost like a TikTok dance. Like there's like these funny moves that the ladies are doing, and I just adore them. And they were so inspiring to me. It's like, I want to be them when I grow up.
It came through, and that there's an age and space for everyone, and beauty is timeless. You captured it. It
really is.
Awesome. Really
thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. The team did a great job. I'm so happy you felt it too. That's awesome.
Good. So can I do a little rapid fire?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So who was your favorite artist as a kid, if you had one?
Oh God, that's too. I had so many. Favorite artist as a kid, like musical artist?
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe it was. Well, when I was a kid, like I was saying, my mom's favorite music was classical. My dad's favorite music was disco polo. So the only thing that we could agree on was the oldies radio. That was the only thing that kept the peace in the house. Okay. So I was listening to a lot of Beach Boys, Sam Cooke, Motown stacks. Like I didn't really think of them. I didn't think of artists as singular entities. I was really into songs, as a very young child. And then I was also playing classical music, so I was really into like certain pieces. A lot I would play over and over and over. And then when I got older, like the first things I got were like a Whitney Houston CD. Oh, wow. As well as a Green Day CD, the first Green Day album. And it just started to get to be a mix, like as I got older and older. But I was, in my teenage years, I started kind of like obviously exploring music of my own time. Yeah. That's not a very rapid fire answer to your question.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, another one. I've got one here. Sweet or salty?
That's not fair.
Oh!
I like the combination of both together.
Okay, you're a full
like a chocolate chip cookie with salt on top. That's
okay, nice.
I can't, I don't know why I can't cut anyone out.
That's okay. Vintage or new? Do you prefer to buy a vintage piece, like to find a treasure?
Definitely.
I see that. I read you had a panache for vintage hats.
Yeah, and also I just like secondhand a lot. I love feeling the history of things. I think fashion is an incredible also art form, and people innovate and do incredible things. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, sometimes it's the same with instruments. I love feeling like sometimes you just pick up something and you feel a story, and then you don't realize what it's even supposed to be for, and it comes to you later, or, there's something about it that, I'm going to go vintage.
Nice. Okay. And what is your go-to instrument that you compose with?
No, also not fair, because I picked. It's like you'll see on stage. Anybody coming to the show today will see on stage. There's just a lot of stuff when you're saying it's like a mosaic. It's a lot of stuff on stage, and that's kind of what the basement in Basia's Palace really is. It's just this mess of stuff everywhere. Instruments and lamps and carpets, and
I can't wait.
It's very fun. I didn't bring all the carpets and lamps to Vida Rav, but we brought all the instruments. We brought a lot of them, so we're gonna switch it all on the stage. Yeah, it's
perfect. Okay, if we could leave listeners with a track that I'll feature at the end of our interview, is there one that you'd like to highlight?
I think it'd be fun to play. Oh, well, we might as well play Disco Polo, because that's what we were kind of talking about. And it really does kind of have a lot of this mix of all the stuff that's going to be on stage.
Brilliant. Okay, well, I wish you an awesome concert and a great rest of your tour, and I can't wait to meet you in person. And thank you for lighting up our lives with your sonic landscape.
Oh, thank you so much. I know your listeners are going to go straight to YouTube and search Disco Polo, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and you're welcome in advance. So
fair enough. It's gorgeous. Thank you, Basia. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, perhaps you are well aware and well versed in Disco Polo. We've got a little sampling for you here and now, and you can find this track off of Basia's Palace that was released February 2025 and is being toured as we speak. Have a listen and enjoy.
I still remember the feeling in our little house, long time ago now. Mama would play us guitar, Papa had his disco polo. And I remember when every now and then I had to close my eyes and the song would end. The nights the radio was burning out, the days and nightmares would come around. When I'd sing to the birds at my window, then I found a way out, flying high now. No prayers and no love songs could stop me flying. No prayers and no love songs. To close my eyes and the song would end. The nights the radio was burning out. The days the nightmares would come around. I remember when every now and then I had to close my eyes and the song would end. The nights the radio was too loud. The days the nightmares would come around. When will the good times come back again? If they never will, maybe they never will. Am I praying or am I listening? I remember you every now and then. Oh, mama, play guitar. Papa danced disco. Disco polo. Mama, my guitar should grow. That's so how disco. Disco polo. Oh, my loneliness gone. The little that long. The little that long. Oh, my loneliness gone. The little that long. The little that
Well, I'm a newfound fan of Disco Polo. That was Basia Bulat off her new album, Basia's Palace. A shout out to her band who was at Beat and Betrave, Josh Toll on bass and vocals, Woody Woodley on percussion and electronics and vocals, and her sweetie, her husband, Andrew Woods, who is on guitars, synths, and vocals. Thank you so much to Beat et Betrave for hosting this awesome event and offering a media pass to myself for CIDI so we could bring this to you. And as mentioned, they have one more date on their tour, which lands in the Eastern Townships at the Maison de la Culture de Waterloo, and that is on February the 28th. So a Saturday, and I believe there are still tickets available, but I wouldn't wait. It is a show that you don't want to miss. And then they're off to Poland. So we wish them safe travels and a wonderful rest of their tour. And also a thank you to Secret City Records, their label, and as well Catherine Poirier of Nat Corbeil, who made the arrangements for this feature interview. I'm Holly Bailey for the Township's Daily News Bits, and we thank the local journalism initiative funded by the Government of Canada that allows us to bring you our local voice and beam it out to you so we can all share, connect, and enjoy.
That was Montreal-based artist Basia Bulat, currently touring her newest album, Basia's Palace, across Quebec with recent stops in the Eastern Townships. And before that, an update from the Eastern Townships School Board confirming that the information taken in its December 18th cyberattack has now surfaced on the dark web. The board says it continues to work with cyber defense authorities while notifying those who may be affected. You can find more local news and features online at pulsetownships.com. And as always, keep that finger on the pulse.
The pulse. The pulse. Townships interviews. Don't forget breaking news. The pulse, the pulse, the pulse. Broadcast just for you. Are you heading out for a cruise? Or lying there for a snooze? The pulse, the pulse, the pulse. Broadcast just for you. Hey, I know that guy. Hey, I know that gal too. The pulse, the pulse, the pulse. Broadcast just for you. The townships are the muse. Make sure to choose the pulse, the pulse, the pulse, the pulse. The pulse, the pulse, the pulse, the pulse of the Eastern Townships broadcast just